Hello, and welcome to the first episode in the series of August's book reviews. Today we'll be reviewing Dog Songs by Mary Oliver. It's a series of poems. So give us a, general first opinion, first impressions, Mike. Or August.
Why, thank you, Paul, for calling me by my real name.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say that Mary Oliver, you had me by the heart, and you took me on a wild journey. You cut off my leash and let me roam free like a wild dog, as you say all wild dogs should. And that those prissy dogs that compete, those bougie dogs that compete in kennel clubs or those shows, and the dogs, the city slicking dogs that walk the streets on a leash.
Those dogs in Vienna, Austria.
In Vienna, Austria, and Vienna, Virginia. They don't know what it's like to be a real dog, and it's not their fault. They're brainwashed, but that's okay. I almost cried. That's how good this book was.
What was your favorite poem in the book, August?
My favorite poem, all of them, but I would say, looking at the table of contents, Dog Songs, it sang to me, Paul. It serenaded me with a sweet woof and a sweet bark. And I thank Mary Oliver very much for that, because it's been a while since I felt this emotional. I
finally felt something in your life.
Yes, I have not felt something in a long while. And I came across this thinking that this might finally bring me out of a very dark place. Dark place where I have to deal with the loss of my own dog.
Amanda Jackson.
Yeah, sorry, Amanda. Sorry to remind you that my dog is dead 6 feet under back home. But I would say my favorite poems, because there's quite a few.
Why don't you read a line from each of these?
Okay. I will read first from the poem titled Her Grave. Her as in Mary Oliver's dog, which is on page 23. And this is the one poem that cleared the debris from my tear ducts and brought forth a welling in my eyes, which did not fall because I'm not quite human, but I'm almost
there.
Her grave.
It's the most powerful line in there.
The most powerful line?
The most powerful line.
I need to preface it with the line before that.
All right.
It took 4 of us to carry her into the woods. We did not think of music, but anyway, it began to rain. Slowly. Her wolfish invitational half pounce. Her great and lordly satisfaction at having chased something. My great and lordly satisfaction at her splash of happiness as she barged through the pitch pines, swiping my face with her wild, slightly mossy tongue. A dog lives 15 years, if you're lucky.
Mom depressing.
Mom depressing.
That's a long poem.
The next poem is I believe it is Ricky Talks About Talking. Ricky is another dog of Mary Oliver's.
Ricky talks about talking.
Where is it? Maybe it's not. It's a good one.
So we're passing the time while we figure out if one of our friends is going to die or not. She's dead, isn't she?
Socially, emotionally, physically, spiritually? Which one?
All of them.
is quite possible. If anybody actually watches Paul's vlog channel, please don't drink.
Mike, I expect to see you update Dog Days by Mary Oliver on your Goodreads later.
It's already been updated, actually, Paul.
Oh, really?
If you look at, and plus my name is August, Paul.
Sorry, August.
I've already given a nice review, 5-star review,
5-star review.
and a couple sentences.
And a couple sentences.
Because I saw, let me just call out this guy on Goodreads. He gave it the dog songs a 1-star review,
Ooh,
and
that's
he
well.
said that it wasn't a collection of poems, and he said that he could do just as well, and he proceeded to write a poem about himself talking to his dog. But let me refute his point. I believe that this man has not studied poetry, and I believe that if he were to look up different kinds of poetry, he would realize that free verse, which is non-rhyming poetry, is actually poetry. Therefore, he is wrong. And not to mention, there's no way he could write like Mary Oliver, because there's only one Mary Oliver.
How was his poem?
It was terrible. It had no point. It did not lead me to think about the philosophy of life and the relation of dogs and humans and how we live lives together and our similarities and differences. He is an impudent Goodreads person. I apologize for such strong language,
Very strong language.
but
August.
I take offense when people insult good literature. And that person insulted good literature.
That's fair.
How are you, Paul? How is your Goodreads going?
It's going decent. I think the next book I'm going to read is either...
Sense of an Ending? Ready Player One?
it's going to be either Sense of an Ending, Ready Player One, or Cat's Cradle.
Cat's Cradle. That's great. I must thank Paul on his vlog channel for buying me this book. The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. Quiet. I'm sure this will be on one of the next installments.
Mm-hmm. So next up will be either... probably Mike, because he'll actually read the books.
It's actually, I already finished it between the time you gave it to me today and the time now.
It'll be I think I'll name this series August Reads Books, Episode 1.
Hey guys, we're on the topic of the book club here.
On the books here.
I can't find the poem that I'm looking for, but it's really good.
We'll just end it now. Well, thank you for joining us. It's been August. What's your last name, August?
Dravecki.
August Dravecki here. Thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure. I really hope it's recording this entire time. Otherwise, it's gonna be really sad because using the back-facing camera, that quality, but I can't actually see if it's recording. So until next time.
I have one more final poem.
Found it.
Be prepared. A dog is adorable and noble. A dog is a true and loving friend. A dog is also a hedonist.
And so it ends. Until next time. Thank you, August. 5 out of 5 stars, Mike. Is that really?